One of the best things you can do to improve your beer is fermentation temperature control. And sometimes that can be a lot easier than you think. Hi folks, temperature control can be as easy as a swamp cooler or as complex and expensive as a glycol chiller. But sometimes the simplest method is just taking advantage of the ambient temperatures you have available. Now the ambient temperature in my basement in the wintertime is in the 50s, and I can comfortably ferment at 55 degrees, which is at the upper limit of a lot of lager beers. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Rather than add a heat wrap on my fermenter trying to raise it up to ale temperatures, I'm going to make a lager. And my recipe today comes from Ron Pattinson's blog, Shut Up About Barclay Perkins. It's a 1939 Heineken Meibier. In the mid-1930s, Dutch brewers were looking for a seasonal beer that they could make in the springtime and then serve later in the summer, very much like a Marzen. After a few starts and stops in the mid-1930s, they finally came up with one in 1939 called the Meibier. It was supposed to be a Bock-like strength, but much paler in color. It only shows up in the brew logs for 1 year in 1939, and you've got to assume that that's because of the breakout of World War II in September of that year. Now the recipe couldn't get any easier. It's just a smash beer, 100% Pilsner malt and Hallertau hops. It's a 60-minute mash at 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and my post-mash gravity at the end was 1054. The boil is 90 minutes long, with 1 ounce of Hallertau Mittelfrüh hops added at 90 minutes, and 1 ounce of Hallertau Mittelfrüh added at 30 minutes. I fermented for 2 weeks at 55 degrees using Omega yeast OYL-106. Final gravity was 1010, giving me an ABV of about 6.5% or a little less. I did a closed transfer from my fermenter to my keg, set it in the kegerator and turned the gas up to serving pressure, and that was on the 20th of February. It's been now a little more than a month since it's been in the keg. It actually looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of a haze to it, but then again, I didn't take any kind of clarification steps. There's not a lot of hop aroma. I would have expected some. I'm smelling mostly malt. And I'm tasting mostly malt also. I have a suspicion that because of the anemic boil that I'm getting using regular household current on the Anvil Foundry, I'm not getting the isomerization that my software tells me I should be getting. So, in the future, I need to ramp up my hops a little bit. I'm going to try 10% at first, maybe go all the way up to 20% additional hops, and see if I can get my hop bitterness where I'm supposed to be. My last 2 brews on the Anvil have turned out quite low on bitterness. But for my very first real lager, not bad. Am I in focus? Hold on.